So when something aligns with your goals, I would take that opportunity as you don't know what it could lead to next. What's going on? You're listening to episode 27 of the Perspective Podcast, and I'm your host, Scotty.D.Russell of Perspective Collective. This show is all about encouraging you to pursue your creativity. My mission is to convince you to make time to scratch that creative itch. You never know who you could impact when you start sharing your work. This is the first time I've been recording in the morning. A little bit different. It takes me a little bit longer to wake up, so I pretty much pounded my coffee, but I am ready to go. And it's not so bad. It's pretty silent. I haven't had all the distractions within a day for when I usually come home to record. So, maybe I'll keep experimenting with this. But this show's preface is stemming from some recent work I was just selected to create. And I feel this could yield some value to you if you ever get stuck in the same situation that I did. Recently, a local pizza joint opened up close to me, and they put out a call to local creatives through Facebook. And I bet you could probably guess how excited I was that a local pizza joint opened up right by me. Safe to say I was pretty stoked, and their food's actually really good. Through Facebook, they asked for help in designing their massive chalkboard menu as well as their little cornerstone quick bake oven, because that's what they hang their hat on. They get pizzas cooked really, really quick to you. By now, you need to know that I'm weirdly passionate about pizza art. I love drawing pizza, so I figured why not inquire for some more details. So I replied to them, and it came back shortly after that it was going to be exposure work. If you're like me, then you're not a fan of crowdsourcing artists and paying them an exposure. A lot of companies do this, and they try to position it as they're benefiting the artist when in reality, they're the ones who are winning. But before you go rolling your eyes, I want you to hear me out on this. So after they asked me if I was able to do it, I ended up consulting my mastermind group, and I asked them the question, when do you think it's okay to do free work? Because I was sitting in the middle. I don't want to be taken advantage of. I've had in the past, in a position where I want to charge for my work. I worked so hard to get to this point. But I got a bunch of great responses for them. And I thought packaging up their answers would make a great episode in case you ever got in this position yourself. So safe to say, I took the job. I couldn't be more excited about it because of several factors that I share in this episode that benefited me in doing this free work. And before I get into the show, you can find the show notes / blog post for this episode over at perspective-collective.com/27. I get it. You want to build a career of doing the work you love. You take your work seriously. It's a game. This whole thing is a game. This is play, but it's a very serious game. So why would you ever want to work for free? I'm in a point in my creative career where I'm making a big transition to taking my freelance game to the next level. There are plenty of bills. There's plenty of loans laying around that need paid, and my time is sacred outside the day job that I work. A part of me tells myself that I shouldn't be donating any of my work for free as it's not paying the bills or supporting the family. By family, I mean my wife and my 2 cats. But then again, there's another part of me who sees the value in it, depending on the situation, of course. Just to know, I am not telling you to do free work all the time and get taken advantage of. I've been there, but I respect the creative hustle. Not everyone is going to agree with me on these points, and that's totally okay. This isn't about getting everyone to agree with me. This is about what I found has been beneficial for me and other creatives that I know. This is about the 7 ways free work could lead to bigger breaks or help someone else in need. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for these win-win scenarios here. And let's go right into the first one, that free work can benefit you when you're just starting off. And this is a great time where it can help you out when you start beginning to pursue your work seriously. And during this time, you're still developing a style and you're still building a name for yourself. It's going to be very rare that someone wants to go throw a lot of money at you if you don't have a body of work built up behind you showing what you're capable of doing. You have absolutely no leverage. Doing projects for friends, family, or other acquaintances can help you decide quickly which type of work you do and don't want to do. It can help you get familiar with the client process. Even if they're shitty clients, it can help you in the whole client relationship process to avoid certain clients that are throwing red flags at you, or get more of the same type of clients because of how you're building relationships with them. Doing free work for these people can help you learn how to handle situations like feedback, revisions, and handing off completed work in the end, giving deliverables. Free work can help you develop your skills, and it can help you get more word of mouth for future jobs. Moving on to the second reason, free work can benefit you when it's already work that you're creating in your free time. If there's a specific style of work you're already doing in your spare time, this could be a great opportunity to show what you're made of in a more professional setting. For me, I already create tons of pizza art on the regular. I do this for fun. And so this project of me getting to do this chalkboard mural and oven, it gives me a chance to be more intentional and flex my skills in a more public setting. So that's just one reason why it definitely did spark my interest. Moving on to the third reason, doing free work when something aligns with your goals or your vision or your beliefs. And I would say this is probably one of the biggest factors that, stuck with me of why I ended up taking on this job, because it aligned with several goals of mine. And I have a list of goals written down, and it just so happens that this project hit 3 birds with 1 stone from my 2017 list. The first one was to land my first official pizza-related client job. Granted, it's for exposure. I was still wanting to show that I could do something for someone other than myself with this pizza work. Second, I had a goal of doing 5 murals this year. That took care of one of them. And third, my goal was to start building a stronger creative presence within my community. And this is already massively helped because I really didn't exist about 6 months to a year ago. And with a lot of the projects I've been doing recently, this is helping more than I could have ever imagined. So when something aligns with your goals, I would take that opportunity as you don't know what it could lead to next. Moving on to the fourth reason, when doing free work could lead to more of the same work, but paid. This one plays off the second and third situation that I brought up a little bit ago. If you aspire to do something and you're already doing it for yourself in your free time, doing it for free could open the door of opportunity to more of this same work, but paid. By me getting an opportunity to show off my pizza skills and my mural skills in a highly trafficked public setting may lead to bigger pizza or mural projects down the road. And I'm going to note right here, as of writing and recording this, I've already received 3 local requests for murals, and it hasn't even been a week since I completed this project. So I'm already seeing the benefit of doing this free exposure work that is leading to these actual paid opportunities. So I'm working in the client relation process right now, and you'll find out through social media and stuff if I get these projects out, because I always record the process and I share it. If you do get these projects and you do offer to work for free, I can't recommend enough that in order to get larger reach for it, start documenting the process and push it through social media, add it to your portfolio, and make a case study on your website. This will massively improve your odds for attracting similar clients. So continue to show more of the work that you are doing right now to get more work like that. Moving on to the fifth situation, when you have complete creative freedom. If you're like me, sometimes having complete creative freedom can be a mindfuck. Restrictions have a way of breeding creativity, but sometimes having the freedom to do whatever you want within reason is absolutely amazing as an artist. It circles back around to showcasing and flexing your skills that you've been crafting behind closed doors within your sketchbook. Now you get the opportunity to let your creativity explode on whatever canvas you're asked to create on. In my case, this is now a chalkboard in an oven to throw my pizza illustrations and drawing and hand lettering out into the world. The sixth reason is when it's for a charity that resonates with you. There may be times where you believe in the cause that a charity or organization promotes. In this case, your work could serve a much larger purpose that surpasses the value of money. A great example of this is my brother Terrence Tang of Tin Lun Studio. This dude donates his time and artwork to a local Chinese youth camp in Houston, Texas. And Terrence goes on record stating that the first year he volunteered at CYC, he immediately saw the enormous positive impact it has on the kids via personal growth, teamwork, leadership experience, social skill building, wow, that's hard to say, social skill building, and most of all, the unforgettable memories that he makes with them. He knew then and there that this is a special organization that truly makes the world a better place. And he definitely wants his kids to have the same CYC experience. You know, this is a great example of an artist using his talent and time to help make the world a better place by affecting one kid at a time. Another great example of how artists can donate their work for a larger, and in this case, a smaller cause, is with Inch by Inch. This is a monthly button club operated by my good friends Bob Ewing and Drew Hill, and it features well-known artists' work. The duo believes small things like buttons, 1 inch to be exact, can make a big difference. 65% of the proceeds of each monthly subscription go to funding youth art education programs. Like, how cool is that for a cause to donate your time to? Some of the design juggernauts they've featured over the past year or two have included Draplin, Alan Peters, Clark Orr, Brian Steely, and Kendrick Kidd, just to name a few. What's even better is that they recently donated $5,000 split between Art with the Heart, which is in Indianapolis, and 826 Shy, which is in Chicago. Creating free work for a good cause makes a bigger impact than you think. Moving on to the seventh reason of when you can maybe do some free work is when you can help someone out in a pinch. When you become a known design source, your friends and family will inevitably hit you up for work. Note, you can't help everyone. Saying no is just as important as saying yes. Unless it's your mom asking, then you have to say yes, and I will always help my mom, especially if she's listening to the show. However, sometimes you may be in a position to help someone get that break that they deserve. A great example of this is the man himself, Aaron Draplin of Draplin Design Co. I'm a huge fan of him, and I'm going to mention him on the show every now and then because he's made a big impact on me as a designer. But the story that Aaron has that I want to share is the logo design he did for Cobra Dogs. Cobra Dogs was a food cart that ended up using a copyright logo. They got into some big time legal troubles and they were on the verge of losing everything. DDC came in and created an awesome new logo for him, a new look and feel, some new branding, and it ended up helping the entrepreneur recover and do what he loves most, which is selling dogs from his food cart. Like this, there's going to be plenty of random opportunities where you could doodle on a kid's cast to, lift his spirits and make him feel cool at school. Or when you can create a logo for your little cousin-in-law's YouTube fishing channel. Or maybe you could create some branding or a logo for your friend's music festival that's just starting up. Making time to lend your time and gift could be another person's blessing. And don't forget that. Don't ever feel like you're too good to do free work to help someone out in a pinch. I'm not saying doing it all the time, but you have this gift, and I really feel like it's important to serve people and give people breaks just like you and I have been given breaks. So in conclusion, you see, I really believe that there are times where doing free work can be a win-win scenario. I feel when something aligns to your goals, or it could lead to more of the same work but paid, or it can even help someone out in a pinch. It's totally worth being open to do it for free every once in a while. Again, I'm not saying do free work for every project or be taken advantage of. I'm not an advocate of this. You have bills to pay and exposure doesn't put food on the table. As an artist, you have to pick and choose the right situations where it makes sense. Not all free work is created equally, but sometimes that exposure or person you're helping out just may be worth it. I really hope this episode will help you decide, if you ever get in these situations, that maybe this free work will absolutely benefit you. Maybe it can benefit someone else that actually deserves it, and maybe you have the time. It all is based off you have the time, the resources to donate and serve someone else. For me, it's not often. I would say maybe 1 out of 8 to 10 projects, maybe I'll find a way to donate my time if it, hits on one of these key 7 points that I made. I hope you are finding value in these episodes. If you want to give back to the show, the best way to do that is by leaving a review over on iTunes. You may not think it makes a big difference, but it does help the show get discovered. Another way is just by sharing it on social media. I see people retweeting it. People have even taken inspiration from an episode, draw something up, and I have been sharing that over on my Instagram account at Perspective Podcast. So I'm going to share your work. I'm going to tag it. I'm going to give you credit, and thank you to everyone who's done it so far. I should probably let you know March and April are going to be absolutely wild with a conference I'm speaking at, another conference I am teaching a workshop, and then I got some pretty big freelance projects going on too. So if I get too overwhelmed or stressed and, I need a little break and collect my sanity for myself and my wife's sake, I might take a week off from the episode. I am not shooting for that. My goal is to make shorter, more punchy episodes, so not so long and drawn out like this. I want to keep the podcast top of mind, but then again, I'm not going to stretch myself too thin. So if you notice that I haven't put out an episode, I let the people on my newsletter know first up hand. It's hard to kind of broadcast it everywhere else, but if you want to be notified and stay up to date and get all the news first, you can go to perspective-collectiveteam.com, and that's where you can sign up to join the team and be the first to know on pretty much everything. And you can get the podcast sent to you first before anyone else gets it. I want to give a big thank you to Nick Jenkins of Blookah for all the theme music that you hear on this podcast. You can find him over at soundcloud.com/Blookah. That's BLOOKAH. And as always, I want to just thank you so much for lending me your ears and giving me your time out of your existence. I want to encourage you to keep putting in the work, keep showing up, and keep creating. You got this.